For some reason, Dodge thought the Charger should come with 17s or 18s. And unless you're going to the drag strip, let's ditch those and go for some better fitting wheels. That's what we're going to help you with today in this video. So we put together this guide to help you pick out the perfect wheels for your Charger. If you have a 2011 plus, have an RT or better, you might have 20s from the factory, which is great, but what about everyone else? Or hey, what if you want a fresh, unique look? We've got you covered. All right, I'm gonna pause it real quick here. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We love doing videos like these, and we want to do more for you guys as well. So before you keep watching, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already, and enter for a chance to win for our fitment battles. All that takes is uploading your car to our vehicle gallery. Super easy, take less than 5 minutes, and you could have the chance to not only win some great prizes like the wheels behind me, Oddhon DSXs, by the way, you also will be forever immortalized on our website as that month's fitment battle winner. All right, back to the video. This info applies to all Chargers 2006 to 2023, the 6th and 7th generations. So, what options are there for wheels? There are two ways you can go about picking wheels for your Charger. Factory style or non-factory style, effectively everything else. Factory style wheels are non-Mopar built wheels that look identical to the factory. High trim models like the Hellcat come with 20-inch wheels that are pretty well styled. Alternatively, you could go with some aftermarket wheels, non-Mopar designs, and we'll look at those examples later. Technically, both are aftermarket wheels, but if you want to get into technicalities, you can in our comment section. The Charger uses a somewhat odd 5x115 PCD, making aftermarket wheels very limited. It's very close to the common 5x114.3, but don't try putting a 14.3 on your Charger. It can lead to some issues and premature part failures. There are still plenty of 5x115 options that we'll look at later. Mopar replica wheels, like we said, like the OEM designs for the Hellcat, Demon, and other high trims are pretty badass. So badass that you might want to set yourself. The genuine units are well built and some of them are even forged. The issue is they tend to be fairly expensive. This is where factory style replica wheels shine. They give you a Hellcat look at a fraction of the price. Not to mention, you can get them in sizes and finishes not available from factory. A lot of places make them factory reproductions, OE wheels, factory style wheels, to name a few for Mopar related rims. We like Voxx for their plethora of options. There are a lot of Charger trims, so you got a lot of options to pick from. You can check out the entire Voxx lineup as well on our threepiece.us website. Aftermarket wheels for your Charger, you might want something different for aesthetics or specs. Some popular brands include American Racing, Niche, Forgestar, and Rohana. The possibilities are endless. We'll look at some of those examples later, but for now, we'll break down the vital fitment info. So, some basic info you might need. The lug pattern is 5x115, it's a 14x125 thread pitch, center bore 71.6, and the lug torque is 130. There are a ton of different specs from the factory, 17, 18s, 20 inches, widths from 7 all the way to 11 inches for those wide body models, and all the cool OE wheels are 20 inches. So that's what we'll be looking at. Now, some recommended aftermarket wheel size for the Chargers. Regardless of the generation 6th or 7th, fitment will remain the same. The Charger is a big vehicle and can take some larger wheels. Unless you have a unique use case, the best diameters are between 19 and 22s. 9 to 10 in the front, 9.5 to 11 are preferred in the rear. Offsets range from 10 to 30 millimeters in the front, 0 to 30 millimeters in the rear. Staggered versus square plus all-wheel drive Chargers. For the rear-wheel drive cars, larger width wheels are definitely going to be preferred in the rear to give you that muscle look. But a square setup works perfectly fine, and we'll look at some of those as well. For the all-wheel drive vehicles, staggered setups are also fine, at least staggered widths, not diameters. The critical number for all-wheel drive cars are the rolling diameters. Rolling diameter is the overall diameter of the wheel plus tire. If you don't want to fry your transfer case, keep the rolling diameter in a 2% front and rear difference. Online calculators are handy for this. What if I have a wide body Charger? Because they are pretty freaking common. If you have a wide body Charger or a wide body converted car, you'll need some seriously wide wheels. Factory specs are 20x11 minus 2.5 square, but we reckon you could go even wider. Whatever you do, at a minimum, you should run factory wide body specs or it just won't look right. Don't make a car with big fender flares look anemic. Wide body Charger and Challenger specs are more or less the same. To see more about wide body cars, check out the Challenger fitment guide. We also give some great tips on there as well. First, we'll look at OEM style wheels. Like we said, there are a ton of options, and here are a few. This 2020 RT is running a set of staggered Hellcat wheels from Voxx. The 10.5 wide rear with a 275/45 complements its Hemi power plant. In this case, the owner opted for a matte black finish, but many options are also available. This is a good example of throwing some wheels on and just enjoying it. At stock ride height, there's no need to worry about rubbing. We think this could go about 1 to 2 inches lower with some lowering springs, but if you want a plug and play setup, this one is just for you. For comparison, here's a square setup on a lime green 2019 Scat Pack. Not super aggressive, but maybe you want that square setup for a track-oriented car. We love the bronze on green color combo, and normally these wheels would only be available in a 20x11 -2.5, but Voxx makes them in widebody and narrowbody specs, as with most of their other wheels. You can also get them in bronze instead of the default black, letting you put your own personal touch on your incredible looking Hemi. The previous two were cool and all, but what if you want a bit less wheel gap? Here's a 2015 RT on an Eibach Pro Kit with Demon Rep wheels. The springs give about an inch of drop, yet there is no rubbing. This is a nice functional build that doesn't require any coilovers. Here is a 2015 Scat Pack fitted with Hellcat 2 wheels in OE specs, an alternative 5-spoke wheel to the Demons seen above. Not much to say about fitment, as it is very similar to the first. This car has Toyo proxies, which are an excellent choice for a performance tire, and see more of those Toyo tires on our website, threepiece.us. Everything, even with limitations of 5x115 PCD, it would be impossible to cover every option available in Charger specs. Still, we put together some of your favorite examples. Your imagination is the limit in the world of aftermarket wheels. Rep makers like Voxx and OE Wheels make certain factory designs in oversized 22-inch specs, but none of them look like these Rennen R55D on a 2012 RT. And if you want forged multi-piece wheels, the only place you'll find them is in the aftermarket. This car is on air suspension to complete the looks, and the specs are similar to what we've already seen and would work on bagged or static chargers. Airing a car out like this will take some work, even if it's just for flexing at the meet. This one needed rolled and pulled fenders, plus some skinny 30 aspect ratio tires. Maybe you like 20-inch wheel fitment, but don't want to look like everyone else. These Forgestar F14 wheels are spec'd exactly to some of the 20s in the last section. This is the OEM Plus fitment, but with a different look. Forgestar makes some awesome products that suit big body cars. You can also get F14s in various specs such as beadlock, drag, and F14 deep concave. Another car on air suspension, but this time it's running some Rohana RC10s. This is a wider squared setup that we previously saw, plus it has some massive 315/35 tires on it. This proves how wide you can go on a narrow body car. This 2016 Daytona 392 has a lip, skirts, splitter, giving it a ground hugging appearance when aired out. The fender will at least need a roll to get this flush and stance fitment. We don't know the exact alignment specs, but this looks to be running a bit more negative camber than normal. Perhaps with an adjustable camber kit, that's how he's getting it done. But who really knows? Maybe you do. Leave it in the comments section. For the drag or 6th gen guys, this one is for you. This 2006 RT Daytona is running a drag and drive capable setup with weld wheels and Mickey Thompson tires. This is the only car on a list that has been downsized to 17s. Of course, for drag, it makes a lot more sense and it looks pretty badass too. As we can see, the downsized wheels fit over the Brembos, but just barely. An alternative would be to run drag wheels in the rear and leave the front stock wheels in the front, effectively drag spare. So, if you want to go for an OEM Plus look, replicas of genuine wheels are the best route. There's a ton of support from various brands like Voxx and OE Wheels. You have the freedom to pick out wheels in the design, finish, and size that you want. If you want unlimited possibilities or just a different look from everyone else, there's an abundance of aftermarket wheels that fit 5x115, despite being an oddball PCD. If you're still unsure on your fitment, feel free to talk with one of our fitment experts. They'll get it all sorted. Once you get your new wheels, make sure to add them to our vehicle gallery to help others and to be entered into our monthly fitment battles. Thank you so much for watching. If you also want to know about Challenger specs, we have a video on that as well. And if you disagree or if you have a better fitting charger, leave it in the comment, but more importantly, leave it on our vehicle gallery. We'd love to see it, and we'd love for you to have the chance to be in our next month's fitment battle. Hey, we have some great prizes as well, as this month we are giving away a set of, they're behind me, Adhan DSXs. They look incredible, come in 3 different finishes, and fit an assortment of cars. Again, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.